Now, India and Pakistan's cricket boards are locked in a standoff once again. The face-off began when the BCCI secretary, Mr. Jay Shah, announced 2 days ago that Team India will not be travelling to Pakistan for the Asia Cup that are scheduled to be held there next year. Shah's statement enraged Pakistan's cricketers and its board members as well as commentators who hit back, accusing the BCCI of using its power to hurt Pakistan. The PCB even employed blackmailing tactics to suggest that it would not only consider walking out of the one-day international World Cup in India next year. Pakistan's cricket board also played the victim card and in a strongly worded statement termed India's stance as being completely wrong. The PCB also asked the Asian Cricket Council to convene an emergency meeting over the concerned dispute.
BCCI has no say in this matter. It's not the BCCI is not saying no. The clearances have to come from the government. But if the government agrees to it, then we go ahead and play. So we can't make statements and say that we have to play. It's wrong on our part to do it. Yeah. So we will wait. If the time is right, we will play them. And there's nothing better than an India-Pakistan match. So that creates an interest which no other match creates. It's only a match between Australia and England, which has the same sort of buzz. So it's unfortunate, but we can't say anything.
एशिया कप होने वाला है, क्या आप समझते हैं कि भारतीय टीम पाकिस्तान आकर खेलेगी या सिर्फ भारत की वजह से आप हमारा जो एशिया कप है वो यूएई में जो है वो
नहीं जी, यूएई में नहीं जा रहे हैं सर। आपको क्या हो गया? आप जरा हिम्मत तो पकड़े ना, इतने नेगेटिव क्यों है आप? भारत की वजह से हर चीज नहीं होती है भाई साहब, कुछ हम भी हैं, डोंट वरी।
Now, India's statement has triggered several other Pakistan cricketers and commentators who've actually hit back at India's decision and actually have tried to project and paint India as a villain in this particular case and rendering Pakistan as victims.
बड़ी खबर है कि एशिया कप पाकिस्तान होस्ट कर रहा था और इंडियन टीम ने आने से मना किया और कहा कि न्यूट्रल वेन्यू पे एशिया कप होगा तो जरूर इंडियन टीम हिस्सा लेगी। लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से ये बात करनी अच्छा नहीं है इस टाइम। इस मौके पे आके कहना कि इंडियन टीम पाकिस्तान का टूर नहीं करेगी, एशिया कप खेलने नहीं आएगी, सरासर ज्यादती है। एक तो हमारे क्रिकेट बोर्ड की तरफ से स्ट्रांगली स्टेटमेंट जानी चाहिए आईसीसी को, और दूसरा एसीसी को, जैसे उनके अंडर है क्रिकेट, उनके चीफ हैं जय शाह, लेकिन उनको ऐसी स्टेटमेंट देनी नहीं चाहिए। वो सियासत जरूर करें, जिनके वो बेटे हैं जरूर करें, ऑपोजिशन जो उनकी इंडिया में है उनके खिलाफ करें, ना कि आप इंटरनेशनली क्रिकेट को, स्पोर्ट्स को सियासत में लेके आएंगे तो फिर वो अच्छा मैसेज नहीं है, लोगों का दिल दुखेगा।
Now, India has now retaliated with its sports minister Anurag Thakur stepping in to call out Pakistan's bluff. The minister made it absolutely clear that India's decision was purely based on legitimate security concerns emanating from Pakistan's poor record on the issue of terrorism. He's put the focus rightly where it belongs, on Pakistan's patronage to terror groups and also for Pakistan not actually serving to be an ideal destination for cricket to be played there. Roger Binney also punctured Pakistan's blackmail bid, saying that it was up to Pakistan to decide if they wanted to participate in the World Cup in India next year.
बीसीसीआई का विषय है, बीसीसीआई इस पर टिप्पणी करेगा। भारत तो खेलों की एक ऐसी भूमि है जहां एक नहीं कई विश्व कप का आयोजन किया गया। अगले साल विश्व कप भी होगा और दुनिया भर की टीमें भी खेलेंगी, क्योंकि भारत को आज कोई किसी क्षेत्र में नकार नहीं सकता। भारत के यहाँ पर खेलों को, और विशेष तौर पर क्रिकेट जगत, भारत के अलावा क्या है? भारत का एक बहुत बड़ा योगदान है क्रिकेट जगत में, और क्रिकेट का आयोजन विश्व कप का भारत में भव्य भी होगा, ऐतिहासिक होगा।
Now, bilateral cricketing ties between India and Pakistan began to deteriorate after the 26/11 Mumbai attacks in 2008. India haven't travelled to Pakistan since the 2008 Asia Cup, and the scheduled bilateral series as well in early 2009 had been cancelled. Pakistan did to India for a short 6-match white ball series in 2012, but over the last 10 years there hasn't really been any serious bilateral cricket between the two teams. They've only played each other at various ICC and Asian Cricket Council events. Remember that several international teams have earlier withdrawn tours to Pakistan. New Zealand had pulled out of a tour to Pakistan minutes before their first ODI that was scheduled to be held in 2021 due to security concerns, and subsequently England also withdrew from their October 2021 tours to Pakistan. In March 2009, Sri Lanka's cricketers actually had been attacked by terrorists in Lahore when they were on a tour to Pakistan then that year. In fact, in 2002, New Zealand cancelled the remainder of their tour to Pakistan after a bomb blast had killed 12 people just outside their hotel in Karachi. So Pakistan's track record there clearly a cause of worry. Let me take this across to my colleague Karishma, who's been of course reporting on the responses coming in from both the Indian government as well as the BCCI and the PCB as well. Good afternoon to you, Karishma. Pakistan, unfortunately, in this regard, has an extremely poor track record as far as security concerns are in fact factored in. So therefore, Mr. Jay Shah clearly has enough and adequate reason to express that apprehension over India touring Pakistan next year in 2023 for the Asia Cup.
Well, it's absolutely Jay Shah in his right is that India will not travel to Pakistan for the Asia Cup next year. Remember, he's also the ACC president, apart from being the BCCI secretary, and he has taken this decision that India won't be travelling. And in fact, this decision was echoed by the sports minister as well, where he said that the Indian government's clearance is also required, and it is very, very unlikely that that will happen because the kind of security concerns that are there in Pakistan, we will worry for the security of our players and the entire country. That happen, the were to happen in Pakistan. Clearly, it is going to be highly unlikely that any sort of clearance will be given to the BCCI. Roger Binney, the BCCI president, also saying that it is not the BCCI's decision, it is the Indian government's decision, and not just cricket. Any sport, any athlete going for a competition needs clearance from the Indian government, from the Sports Authority of India and the Sports Ministry before he can proceed further. And in this case, the BCCI will show to the ICC the non-clearance that they got from the Indian government. As far as the World Cup in India next year is concerned, if Pakistan chooses not to participate, it will have to have a conversation with the International Cricket Council, because the BCCI cannot be held responsible. An invite will be sent out to all the teams participating, and then it will be on the teams whether to come to India or not to play in the World Cup. But BCCI and the Sports Ministry as well, very, very certain that the World Cup will take place and that all teams will come and participate in it.
Absolutely. So strong response coming in from the PCB, but an equally strong rebuttal issued from the Indian side by both Mr. Anurag Thakur as well as Mr. Roger Binney. We turn our attention now